तो मिस हो गया है।
तो क्या हो गया?
यहाँ के निकला है अभी, या किधर गया तो पता नहीं चल रहा है।
फोन ऑन है उनके पास?
दोनों ने अभी तो यहाँ के निकल।
माता जी खो गई है।
भगदड़ मची, भगदड़ मची। आधे घंटे तक पुलिस नहीं थी।
जी मैं भी यही था।
मरते मरते लोग बचे। हम महाराष्ट्र से आए, हमारा पैसा खो गया, हमारे कपड़े खो गए, हम जाएंगे कैसे? आगे पुलिस वाले लोग हमारे को मरने को इधर बुलाए, लोगों को मारने बुलाया क्या? वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट देता है लोगों को, वीआईपी कल्चर।
गिर गया मेरा बचवा, गिर गया, हम भी गिर गए।
योगी जी का कोई प्रशासन नहीं रोक रहा है। मर जाए आदमी, ये लगवा है जो उनके पास व्यवस्था नहीं था तो नहीं करना चाहिए ये सब।
The Maha Kumbh in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj has been all over the news for a few days now. It is a 6-week-long mammoth event with more than 40 crore visitors expected. Just 2 weeks in, more than 25 crore have already taken the holy dip at Sangam. Sangam is the confluence of the Ganga River, Yamuna and Saraswati. Maha Kumbh is the largest religious gathering on earth. For devotees, the belief is that a holy dip here washes away all their sins. For the administration, it's a humongous challenge. Ensure adequate police presence to manage such large crowds without any hiccups. As per reports, the Yogi government is estimated to spend 7,500 crore rupees on this mega event. The UP government did take a lot of pride and credit in the arrangements made for the Maha Kumbh, like 24/7 well-equipped control room, over 2,700 CCTV cameras, including AI-enabled cameras, underwater drones, around 40,000 policemen, including paramilitary forces. VVIPs like Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, UP Chief Minister Yogi Govt and his cabinet members, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav too, all of them have taken the dip at the Sangam River. But earlier this week, things went out of control. The Maha Kumbh saw a horrific stampede. Official data says 30 people died and 60 were injured. Chilling visuals circulated on social media, capturing the chaos and heart-wrenching accounts of those who lost their loved ones. So what exactly transpired? And who is really accountable? Hello and welcome to Simply Put. I am Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Wednesday, that is 29 January, was Mauni Amavasya. That is believed to be the most auspicious time for taking the holy dip at Sangam. Devotees started converging near Sangam Nose since Tuesday evening when the Muhurat, or the auspicious time for Mauni Amavasya, began. By 2 a.m. on Wednesday, Sangam was packed with no way to turn back. Millions are believed to have been present at the time on that spot. According to eyewitness accounts, by 3 a.m. suddenly things went out of control. Maha Kumbh DIG Vaibhav Krishna said the stampede occurred due to the pressure of the crowd. He said the crowd broke through barricades which the police had put to manage the crowd flow. And that crowd then jumped to the other side, crushing those who were already waiting there. In a preliminary inquiry, authorities found that most victims were those who had been resting at the Sangam Nose and Ghats. Some were waiting for the auspicious time to take the dip, while others were hoping to meet sadhus and members of the akharas. As per official data, around 7.5 crore pilgrims took the holy dip on Wednesday alone. Soon after the incident, ambulances rushed to the spot. Visuals of people crying, injured were flashed all over. Security personnel were seen carrying many of the injured on stretchers, and people's belongings, including blankets, bags, and slippers, were all over. In fact, here's what one eyewitness told the Indian Express. We had gone for a dip. Suddenly we saw a huge rush, and there was no one from the Uttar Pradesh police or the state administration or volunteers in sight. There was utter chaos, and it was completely disorganized. There were no lines, and we were standing, but it was suffocating because there was no crowd management, and there were far more people than the capacity. Then someone pushed us, and we all fell down. And then I don't remember anything else. By this time, the police were there, so I asked them for help. They gave us a car and told us to go to a hospital for first aid because we were all injured. I couldn't even take my mother to the hospital. She died at the Ghat.
अरे मेरे लाल, अरे मेरे लाल, अरे मेरे लाल. ओ राजा 55 बुलेरो हमारा भी पतिया के घोड़ी रे राजा। अरे राजा रे राजा, अरे राजा हमारा भी पतिया के घोड़ी रे माहिया।
By Wednesday morning, like I said, this was all over the news. It was clear that this was a grave tragedy that could not be covered up. The Yogi government was under fire. A government that took and still takes immense pride in organizing such a large gathering had to now face the music for this devastating tragedy. Now, what's important to note here is that the official death count was not available for more than 12 to 14 hours. When asked by reporters through the day, authorities remained tight-lipped about it. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's first statement only mentioned that some people were seriously injured. Now, there was no mention of any casualties at that time. But on the contrary, tweets by President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah clearly mentioned that people had indeed died. It's only later in the evening, on Wednesday evening that is, that a press conference was held by top UP police officials. The Chief Minister, meanwhile, speaking to the media, urged pilgrims to not fall for rumours. He also got emotional while talking about those who died in the stampede.
घटना दुखद है, मर्माहत करने वाला है। उन सभी परिजनों के प्रति हमारी पूरी संवेदना है।
The Yogi government has announced the formation of a 3-member commission to probe the incident thoroughly. 25 lakh rupees has been announced as compensation for the families of those who died. A new SOP has been put in place to tighten the security measures at the Maha Kumbh. All VVIP passes have been cancelled and the entire Maha Kumbh area has been declared as a no-vehicle zone. Routes for devotees have been made one way to avoid overlapping in line with the massive crowd that is heading to the Ghat. A complete ban on entry of vehicles in Prayagraj city has been also put in place till the 4th of February. Meanwhile, opposition netas slammed the Yogi government for its mishandling of the stampede. Samajwadi Party chief and MP Akhilesh Yadav said the administration and management of the Maha Kumbh should be immediately handed over to the army instead of the UP government and administration. The stampede also came up in the ongoing budget session of Parliament, where the President, Vice President all offered their condolences to those who died. But all that aside, the handling of the stampede has raised questions on the Yogi government. Now, while some media channels went out of their way to suggest that there was nothing major, with one popular English newspaper going so far in suggesting that this should be looked in the so-called larger context. The stampede should be looked at in the so-called larger context. That is what the editorial of a very popular newspaper had to say. But the fact of the matter is, 30 people died and several were injured. Some eyewitnesses also say that the actual toll that they could see in front of their eyes was much higher. In fact, a report by the London Top found that after the Sangam stampede, another stampede took place just 2 kilometers away. According to an India Today report, the death toll of 30, which has been shared as the casualty of the first stampede at Maha Kumbh, also includes those who lost their lives in the second stampede. Now, at the time of shooting this video and whatever information we could gather at this time, there was no official clear word on what this second stampede was all about. But the India Today report said that the second stampede was not made public to avoid panic among the pilgrims. Eyewitnesses recount that the people were crushed amid this heavy crowd and police arrived at the second stampede scene only after 4 hours. Apart from that, Maha Kumbh has also come under scrutiny for what is called the VVIP culture. Several videos and tweets online show pilgrims talking and complaining about how they have to walk for more than 10 to 15 kilometers to get to the Ghat and take the holy dip. Whereas a VVIP's convoy gets access all the way up to the Ghat in their vehicle. That and the security cordon that comes with it means the common public are put to inconvenience, especially given the large number of VVIPs that frequent that place day in and day out. Now, before we end this video, here's a snippet of a conversation HW News' Neelu Vyas had with Vibhuti Narayan Rai. He's an author and former Uttar Pradesh DGP who handled the 1989 Kumbh successfully. He spoke on a range of aspects about handling such a big gathering, what could have possibly gone wrong in this stampede that we saw last week. Listen into what Mr. Rai had to say.
To simplify it, one can say that it was mismanagement because of the VIP culture. I personally feel that it was because of the overindulgence of the Chief Minister and other ministers in the affair, in the day-to-day affair of the Mela. much of the energy and attention of the Mela administration was spent looking after them. The Chief Minister himself was enjoying it. Chief Minister, every second day, you will find the Chief Minister in the Mela area. He has been head of a very prominent much, you must admit, but it does not mean that he forgets that he is the Chief Executive Officer of the state also. His first responsibility is to see that land order is maintained, that common pilgrims are not put to any inconvenience.
You think that some very tough questions need to be asked from Yogi Adityanath?
Yeah, certainly. And first and foremost question is that what the hell you are doing there? Why you are the Chief Minister?
So do you think that the centre and the Yogi Adityanath government both are responsible for this stampede?
Yeah, you are right, because this is a double engine ki sarkar, and everybody wanted to take political mileage out of it.
You can watch the full conversation on our YouTube channel. That's all we have for this episode of Simply Put. Do like and share this video, comment and let us know what your views are. And of course, subscribe to HW News English on YouTube for more such videos. Thanks for watching.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.